A pleasant day, everyone, especially to you, Mom Iros. We are the Group 9, and we are going to discuss our topic, which is all about the external factors affecting wholesale and retail operations. By the way, I'm Joanna Sass, and my group mates are Ed Vincent Temple and Ijigal Namalata. Okay, next slide, please. So we have here the subtopics, which are the economic trends and consumer behavior, social and cultural influences on retailing, and technological advancements and their impact on retail industry. Okay, next slide. So, external factors are things outside a business that can impact how wholesale and retail operations run or operate. So these factors can include things like economic trends and consumer behavior, social and cultural influences, and so on. So the first one is economic trends and consumer behavior, and it will be tackled by Ed Vincent Temple. So Ed, you may start.
Next slide, Jeff. Good day, everyone. This day I will be going to discuss economic trends. So, economic trends. This refers to the patterns, directions, or movements observed in an economic indicators and activities over a period. These trends reveal how economies are performing and evolving, and they can provide insights into future economic conditions. Next slide, Jeff. So, first is we have inflation. So, what is inflation? Inflation refers to the rate at which the general level of prices for goods rises over time in an economy. So, inflation impacts the purchasing power of consumers and the cost of goods for retailers. For example, a wholesaler who sells flour notices that wheat prices have gone up because of inflation. To lower their costs, they increase the price of flour sold to bakeries. So a bakery now pays more for flour. So they increase the price of bread. Customers noticing the higher price might buy less bread or switch to a cheaper bakery. So in summary, inflation creates a chain reaction, which is the higher the cost for wholesalers lead to higher prices for retailers, which can reduce demand or shift buying habits. So the second one is interest rates. So this is the percentage of loan amount charged by a lender to a borrower for the use of their money. So changes in interest rates influence borrowing costs for businesses and customers. So for instance, if people are paying for more car loans or mortgages, they might they might cut back on shopping for clothes or electronics. So it affects wholesale and retail business by influencing borrowing costs and consumer spending. When interest rates go up, it becomes more expensive for businesses to take loans to buy inventory or demand. High interest rates increase costs for businesses and reduce spending by customers, which slows down sales and profits. Next slide. So the next one is we have unemployment rate. So this measures the percentage of labor force that is currently without a job but is actively seeking employment. So unemployment rates affects consumer confidence and spending power. Higher unemployment can lead to lower consumer spending, impacting retail sales. So unemployment affects wholesales and wholesale and retail businesses by reducing people spending. When more people are out of work, they have less money to spend on goods, especially non-essential items like electronics or clothing. So lastly, in the economic trends, we have the economic growth. So this is the increase of production of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. So the overall economic growth of a country influences retail and wholesale operations. Strong economic growth typically leads to higher consumer spending, while economic downturns can reduce spending and affect sales. So, example, during a period of economic growth, a household may buy more appliances or luxury items, prompting retailers to stock more inventory. Wholesalers increase bulk orders and may expand their operations to keep up. So overall, it positively affects wholesale and retail operations by increasing consumer spending, which drives demand for goods. When people have higher incomes and more job opportunities, they are more likely to purchase products, leading to higher sales for retailers. In turn, retailers place larger orders with wholesalers to meet this demand. So, next slide, Jeff. So the next one is we have consumer behavior. So consumer behavior is a multidimensional field that encompasses the study of how individuals, groups, or organizations make decisions to take action in purchasing and using products and services. So next slide, Jeff. So as we can see in the data, we have four factors that influence consumer behavior, which is the social factor, psychological factors, personal factors, cultural factors, and this we will discuss more in the next slide. Next slide. Next slide, Jeff. So the first one is personal factors. So here we have occupation, income, age, and lifestyle. So occupation. So different occupations comes with varying income levels, work schedules, and needs, which shape how people shop and what they buy. So basta, di ba? Depende man siya na sa trabaho kay if dako ay nindot kag trabaho or mas dako man siya nag-income niya. The more ka, di ba, mag-connect ra man sila gyapon sa income og dako kag income, nadyo kay tendency nga mopalit jud ka sa beyond sa imong mga needs like imong mga wants or imong mga luho mo na siya. So sa age and human cycle also influence the buying behavior of consumers. So different age groups have distinct needs, spending habits, and priorities, influencing what products and services are in demand. So, example, young consumers, so they tre- they tend to buy trendy clothing, gadgets, and entertainments. Middle-aged adults. This one may focuses on families essentials, home goods, and investment in quality products. Lastly, we have the seniors, which they um, more tend to buy healthcare products and comfort items. So in lifestyle, individuals is something to do with his or her style, attitude, perception, his or her social relations and immediate surroundings. So example ani kay active lifestyle. So most ani mga people nga nasa active lifestyle kay they might focus on fitness gear, health foods, and own equipments para sa like a gym. Ano siya. And the second one is tech-savvy lifestyles. So these are individuals who rely on mostly on technologies, will stick gadgets, accessories, and smart home products, driving demands for these categories. So next question. Here we have cultural factors, which in the category we have culture, subculture, social status. So culture, the influence of culture on buying behavior varies from country to country. So ang culture o sa subculture, di ba? Kay sa subculture is ano ni siya, specific naman dyan ni siya, like, di ba? Religions, nationality, geographic, regions, racial groups, and many others. Ilang nagyapon na siya sa culture. So, sabi ay uban niya place na example, mga igsugunan nga Muslims. Sabi ay mga product nila nga dili kay pwede nila kay ano na, halal para nila halal. Mo siya na. So, social class. Economic status can influence consumer choices with different classes having varying access to products and services. So, of course, ay magdepende naman sa mga class ng tao, di ba? Okay. The more gani nga naa ka sa mga high class gani, mas kuan siya ang imuhang kanon didto, kanang kanay bongga or something like ana imong paliton kay para maka-keep up ka sa imong social class and sa lower ana, di ba? Di na sila ka kuan og kuan sa kuan ilang kuan kay mostly ana sa lower class ana mas focus ana sa silang needs. So next slide. So next is we have the psychological factor. Here we have motivation, perception, learning, attitude, and beliefs. The internal drive tells consumers of their needs and wants, di ba? Eh, for example, ano eh, sa, di ba ka ng mga, mostly, dagang mga di ba? So, nadyo mga tao na motivate yun, ana nga something or kuan para maka-keep up sa gani sa mga trends. So, ano siya isa kuan sa motivation, isa perception, di ba? Kuan, isa gani ma-perceive nato ng pagkuana like palit palit mga kuan, hilig kag game ana nila to pala maayo siya ka kuan siya sa atong body or ana kuan depende ra sa tao yeah, how they choose their kuan. So learning, so sa learning side, di ba? Nandiyo ba nga mapalit ana para mano gani nila maayo gani pang para kuan pa sila the process of learning how to use it properly. So ang attitude and beliefs, so personal beliefs and attitudes about the product or brand can significantly influence decision. So, di ba? Sa attitudes and beliefs, so, di ba, etan, sa beliefs, example, ano eh, ang belief biya, yun na to sa Nike biya, ay, kani, Nike ni siya, like, kani siya branded, or kanang well, kani, Ligon. So, kung siya example, ana, so, di ra to mapalit, ana niya, kay, kung naman siya, naman belief, ana niya nga, amo ni, oh, inato, same ato ganiya akong giingon. So, mo na siya sa overall sa psychological factors. Besides siya. And lastly, we have the social factors, which in the category involves family, reference group friends, and role and status. So in the family, di ba? Very responsible na siya kaya ni kay ano man. So family members can influence purchasing decisions to share preference and roles. Oh, diba? Maka-influence siya mas dako jud influence ang family kay depende samot na ba kay mao jud diri ta una jud na mo ta jud ta una jud advance sa ato ang buying habits and something ana. Sa reference group sad and di ba mga peer pressure medyo gaana inig kuan sa petan tato sa imong barkada kay hala ani sila ani nana ani something samto sa trending nga kuan like petan sa shoes mo na well known nga ang imong mga barkada na ana sad nga kuan ana sad gani ana nga brand gani sa shoes inada. Sige kang ikaw nila, "Te palit, palit ani, palit ta ani para kuan same and something." Kasi sabi ma-pressure sad bang mo palit ato kay mura ba po kag feel nimo out of place out of place. So lastly, we have the role and status. So consumers may be influenced by their desires to belong to a certain group, a certain role or status. So very sabotable na siya guys sa role nimo as a man and status. So overall that's my discussion, and for the next reporter, Mr. Namalata, you may have the floor. Thank you.
So thank you, Ed Vincent Temple, for your wonderful report. So by the way, I am Ichigan Namalata. So social and cultural influences on retailing. So social and cultural influences on retailing is the consumer behavior and retailer strategies are shaped by societal strength, values, and demographic factors. Change in consumer preference such as increased demand for sustainability, health-conscious product, and digital experiences. Directly impact with product and offered how they are marketed. Retailer must stay attuned to the cultural and social shift to remain competitive, adjusting their offering to meet evolving cons- consumer needs and expectation. So next slide, please. So social influences. So what is social influences? So social influences refers to the impact of society, groups, and individuals on consumer behavior. This includes factors like peer pressure, family, social media, and trends. Consumers often make purchasing decisions based on social interactions, recommendation, or desire to conform to social norms. With retails leverage through word of mouth, influencer making, and community engagement. So number one is the consumer behavior and preferences. So change in consumer taste and preference can significantly retail trend. So an example of consumer behavior and preference is growing demand for eco-friendly products. Many consumers are now prioritizing brands that use sustainable materials or have environmentally conscious practice, such as reducing plastic packaging or use renewable energy source. This shift has led retailers to offer more green product or and promote their eco-friendly to attract environmentally aware shoppers. So the second is the demographic. Age, gender, income, level, and education can influence purchasing habits. An example of demographic influencing consumer behavior is the increasing purchasing power of Gen Z. This younger generation often tech savvy and socially conscious trends to favor brands that align with their values such as inclusivity, sustainability, and authenticity. Retail are responding by creating digital first experiencing, engaging on social media platforms like TikTok, and offering products that resonate with Gen Z's value and lifestyle. So the third one is the lifestyle change. As a life as a lifetimes involves shopping habits. An example of lifetime change is the impacting the consumer behavior is the shift toward health and wellness, and more people prioritizing their health. They seek organic food, fitness, product, and wellness-oriented service. Retail have responded by expanding their health-focused product lines, offering items like plant-based food, fitness equipment, and supplement to meet the needs of health-conscious consumer. So this trend has reshaped product offering and marketing strategies across the retail industry. So next slide, please. So the next is the cultural influences. So the cultural influences are value, beliefs, and customs shared by a group that shape consumer behavior in retail. This influence that affect product preference, brand choose, and shopping habits. Retail must understand cultural norms to offer product and market that align with the value and traditions of their target audience. So the first is the cultural norms and values. So retailers must align their offering with the culture, values, and norms of their target markets. Example of cultural norms of value is the Jollibee. So Jollibee is a prime example as the incorporates Filipino culture value in its food branding, and its sweet style spaghetti and chicken joy reflect Filipino flavor preference, while its family-centric marketing. So the next is the festival and tradition retails. Retails often see a surge in sale during cultural festival holidays. So example of this is the Sinulog Festival in Cebu. So retails experience a significant surge in sales. Vendors sells festival themes such as colorful accessories, clothing, and souvenir like t-shirts, hats, and craft goods. Food stalls and restaurants also see increased business as both local and tourists celebrate. Major malls and malls shop in Cebu often discount and promotion during this time, aligning with the feast spirit and drawing in more shoppers. So the cultural importance of Sinulog as a celebration of faith and heritage drives these retail booms. And lastly, the social media influencers. So the influencers of social media online influencer has grown tremendously. Retail often collaborate with influencers to reach a broader audience and build brand loyalty. So example of famous influencer in the Philippines. So is a Heart Evangelista. Well also known as actress, artist, and fashion icon. She collaborates with luxury and local brands, often showcase products such as clothing, accessories, and beauty items on her Instagram, YouTube, and other channels. For example, she worked with brands like Keratin, Tamara, and Camiseta. So her elegant inspirational content resonate with her audience, significantly boosting brand awareness and driving sales for companies and she partner with. So that's all for my part. So thank you. So let's go back to Joanna.
Okay, thank you for that, AJ Gal. Next slide, please. Next slide, Jeff. Next slide. Ano mga next?
So this is the example of my
Okay, next slide, Jeff. Okay, we have here the technological advancements and their impact on retail industry. Next slide, Jeff. So the first one is barcoding and scanning. So a barcode is an optical machine readable representation of data. The data in retail industry contains product information. So I think we are all familiar with this. So as we can see or observe sa mga malls and other retail stores kay they use barcoding and scanning. So sa pagkuha sa price and description, like it's very easy. So it has a very big impact in the retail industry. So as you can see, it can allow for quick and accurate tracking of inventory levels. So retailers can easily scan products when they arrive, during sales, or when restocking shelves, leading to better inventory accuracy and lowered inventory mistakes. And also, mapadali po ang process if mag-check out na ka sa product. Like, obviously, like they can like scanner sila, like it's very easy, like dili na ta mag huwat og dugay. So this not only improves customer satisfaction by reducing wait times, but also allows staff to serve more customers in less time. Also, it can reduce human error. So obviously, manual processes are prone to errors, especially in pricing and inventory counts. So barcodes provide a reliable way to reduce these errors, ensuring that customers are charged correctly and inventory records are accurate. And last but not the least is it can enhance data collection and analysis. So every scan generates data that can be analyzed para masabtan pud nato kung unsay sales trends, customer preferences, and also inventory turnover. So overall, barcoding and scanning have a big positive effect on retail. So they make operations faster and more accurate, improve customer happiness, and provide helpful information for making smart business choices. Next slide, Jeff. So the second one is POS, electronic shelf labels. An electronic shelf label system use electronic paper or e-paper or liquid crystal display or also known as LCD to show the current product price to the customer. So electronic shelf labels have several key impacts on the retail industry. So first is we have efficiency and time savings. So kani siya nga machine kay like automatically updates. So retailers can change prices and product information quickly and easily from a central computer system. So this means kay ang mga staff kay dali ra ang pag-change sa paper tags, leading to greater operational efficiency. And second one is accuracy. Like it can reduce errors since ang prices and information kay ma-update ra siya automatically. So the chances of kanang pricing mistakes kay minimize ra jud siya. So this helps ensure that customers are charged the correct price and reduces disputes at checkout. And third one is enhanced customer experience. So electronic shelf labels can display detailed product information, promotions, and recommendations right on the shelf. So this helps customers make informed decisions and improves their shopping experience. And then the last one is cost savings. So it can reduce labor costs and less material waste. Next slide, Jeff. Okay, the third one. So POS self checkouts. So self checkout machines enable customers to process their own purchases from retailer. The customer performs the job of the cashier themselves by scanning and finally making payment for its purchases. So its impact in the retail industry is it can have a faster checkout. It allows customers to scan and pay for their items themselves, speeding up the process and reducing long lines. And it also costs savings since retailers can save on staffing because fewer cashiers are needed. Next slide, Jeff. Okay, the fourth one. So POS fingerprint authentication. A fingerprint scanner identifies and authenticates the fingerprints of an individual in order to grant specified privileges like authorizing a payment in retailing. So, ang impact ani sa retail industry kay it can enhance security. So, fingerprint authentication makes it much harder for unauthorized people to make transactions. So, only those with registered fingerprints can access the system. So, which helps prevent theft and fraud. Then faster transactions pod kay ang mga employees kay dali na lang nila malag in or check out ang like kuan sa customers like use your fingerprints instead of remembering passwords or digging for cards like dali ra jud ang pag-process and ma-reduce pud ang waiting time sa customers. And then obviously it is convenient and easy to use kay dili naman jud mag-need og dala-dala og kwarta or cards. So employees don't need to remember complex passwords like fingerprint then manadayon. The next slide please. Okay, digital signage. Digital displays use technologies such as LCD, LED, projection, and e-paper to display images, video, web pages, weather data, restaurant menus, or text. They are effective medium to provide exhibitions, marketing, and outdoor advertising. So we all know about digital signage. So obviously, digital signs can display dynamic advertisements and promotions, catching customers' attention and encouraging them to buy products on sale. And also, retailers can change messages quickly, allowing them to highlight new arrivals or special events without needing to print new signs. Next slide, please. Okay, last but not the least, the Virtual Shopping Assistant or VSA. So, virtual shopping assistants are online tools that help shoppers find the products they're looking for. So, virtual shopping assistants' impact on the retail industry is very significant and can be understood in a few key ways. So, what are those? Firstly, is it can improve customer experience. So, it can answer questions in real time, help customers find products, and provide recommendations based on what shoppers say they're looking for. So this makes shopping easier and more enjoyable. Second is it can increase sales. So like i-guide man jud ka nila sa like sa mga like sa shopping virtual shopping assistants. So ang mga customers kay i-guide na rin nila through the shopping process and mag-suggest pud sila og products based sa possible nga ganahan nga products sa customer. So like possible nga ma-increase ang sales kay like daghan mo like palit sila daghan ang customers. Yeah. And then the third one is 24/7 available. So unlike sa human employees kay naa sila limit nga working hours. So dili pareha sa virtual assistants kay maka-work jud sila all day and all night. So this means that customers can get help whenever they need it, which is especially important for online shopping. And last is personalization. So these assistants can learn from customer behavior. So over time, they can offer personalized recommendations based on past purchases or preferences sa customers, making shopping feel more tailored. Okay, that is all for our report. Yes. Okay, thank you all for listening.